everyone, how's everyone doing? My name is Gina and I'm doing great. So, are we ready for the next box? Right? This is Marlow's game, The Cat Eye, right? And this is the next series for after you get done with On the Run series, which was 7 boxes. And I believe this one only has 2 boxes, if I'm not mistaken. Could have more, I'm not sure. But I've gotten this box, I've gotten another box, and I've gotten 3 boxes since I've last done a video with the Breakout company. I'm not sponsored, by the way. Let me get that disclaimer out. I'm not sponsored. I just really love doing mystery puzzles, mysteries, and all that. And I love this company. I loved the On the Run series. I loved how it was so interactive. I loved how you had to do puzzles, but you also had to read, and you also had to go online. You were truly a sleuth. And that is what I love, and that is what I want from my mystery boxes, and Dispatch gave it to me. So on this guy, what we're trying to do, there is an eccentric tech genius guru giant named Jacob Marlow, and he has a cat named Sir Sebastian, I'll tell you that. But he wants us to find this treasure, right? And it's worth $1 bajillion. And because we love Sir Sebastian's Instagram pictures, he just thought we would be the great people to do it. But of course, we got a lot of puzzles that we've got to go through, right? So let me go through with what's in the box first so you'll know, and then I'll go through my review, and then I'll do some hints like I always do. All right, so let's go first with what is in this here box. I'm gonna set the box down. Okay, so we have, as always, there is a card with the list of all the items that you're gonna get in the box, that you're supposed to have in the box, which this is what I really love about Breakout, is because they give you this list so that you know that you have everything. So in case you don't have something, you can contact them or go on Facebook group and say, hey, I don't have this. Can someone, you know, show me what it looks like, blah, blah, blah. So I really love that. We also get a card from the Bailey Detective Agency. They're there to help if we need their help. But I always go to Facebook group if I'm ever stumped, because it's a lot quicker and easier. And then we have this card from an assistant of Marlow's, right? So we have it. So we'll need that. That's a little note. And then we have this like key thing, right? It's got different colored kitty cat faces, and then the alphabet that goes with that. And we have a little news clipping about the kitty cat with the emerald eyes. And we have another, oh no, that's a textbook. That's supposed to be a textbook. This is the article. That's Sir Sebastian right there, and Jacob Marlow. So we have an article about why he's doing this, all that kind of stuff. We also have an Egyptian painting, and that's so cool. I like it. It's made out of like vinyl or something. I really like it. It's really cool. It's neat. And then we have a fill in the blank, which I'm going to try to, I did write some stuff on here, but I'm going to try to put it way back so you don't kind of see the answers if you don't want them. But you have a fill in the blank there. And we have the hieroglyphics code. So they tell you the different codes, what each, you know, guide, hieroglyphic guide. And we have the letter actually from Jacob Marlow, explaining why he has chosen you and what we're looking for and all that kind of good stuff. We have that. And the last thing that we have is a hex code guide, or hex code guide, yeah. Okay, so we have that. So we have all those things. All right, so let me go into the review. I love this box. It took me, now I was doing this box when I was waiting for Amanda to get done with her schooling. So I used my phone. You are going to have the internet. You are going to have to use the internet. And, which I don't mind. I actually enjoy doing that. And then everything else is, of course, in the box that you need to do. I love the storyline. It is so, you know, but I'm partial because I love cats. Cats are my favorite animal. So anything that has to do with cats, I'm there. But I love it. It took me 2, not full days, because like I said, I was working on it when I was waiting for Amanda. So probably in all, it took me maybe 2 hours to do the box. Which I like. I don't want to be done in like 30 minutes. I don't want to be done in an hour. I mean, I want to, you know, spend a good chunk of my day doing the box. I don't want to be finished in record timing because that's no fun, you know. There are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of puzzles in this box. So if you really like puzzles and stuff like that, you're going to really, really, really like this box. Because not only do you have to do some puzzles that are in the box, but then when you go online, you have to do puzzles there as well. So it's really cool. I really love this company. I cannot say enough about it as far as mystery boxes go. I've never been disappointed. I know a lot of people, and I'm just going to backtrack a little bit for last series, the On the Run series. A lot of people were disappointed in the very last box. I loved it. I thought it was freaking awesome. And I loved it because it wrapped everything up so nicely. You know, I wasn't left with questions. I didn't feel like I had been duped. I didn't feel like, you know, been cheated. Like, you know, all of a sudden this other character comes along and they're like involved and you're like, where'd this person come from? I didn't feel that way. So I actually really, really love these boxes, and I really love this box because, like I said, lots of puzzles. It took me, you know, a couple of hours, 2.5 hours to do, which I really loved. And it was challenging, but not like frustratingly challenging. You know, it wasn't like I got really frustrated because a lot of it was right on the tip of what, you know, it was right there. But then I would have to maybe go onto Facebook just to get a little hint as far as where to go. But I was like, okay, well, I was almost there, that type of thing. So that's why I always like to do these videos and give hints for those that are more visually, you know, or they don't want to, you know. What frustrates me, and I will say it again about the Facebook group, is you get all these PM me. No. Give your hint. There, that's why people are coming there. I don't want to bother with PMing people. I want to be able to read. Because a lot of the time, this box is, you know, it first came out maybe months ago. And it's like, I don't want to bother people with that. But, you know, I just need a little hint. People need a little hint. But I do highly suggest, I did have a notebook. Because I learned my lesson from the last series that you need to have a notebook. And you need to write down things that you think that is going to be pertinent. Because the last time I was a little lost, and so this time I want to make sure that I got everything written down that I need. So that is what I did. Alright, so the box is awesome. Again, if you like doing puzzles, if you like to do interactive things, meaning you like to go on the internet, you like to go on Instagram, you like to do that kind of stuff, and you like to read and deduce, this box is going to be for you. If none of that appeals to you, then I would not suggest you getting this box. You'll be disappointed because that's just how this box is. You do all those other things. So, but if you actually love doing that, if you love sleuthing, I highly, highly, highly recommend this box. I do. I love the storyline about going to find these emerald eyes. I'm hoping that we're really going to get some emerald eyes. I mean, not like real emeralds, you know what I'm saying, but you know, that would be cool to get a little statue of a little kitty cat with little emerald eyes. That would be neat. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but it would be neat if we did. But anyway, all right, so review, lovely box. I feel it's well worth the money. I I think the box is just like $24.95 a month, $24.99 a month. I think it is so worth the money, y'all. I mean, really, I can't go on. I'm not disappointed in it. I'm not. I'm not. So I highly recommend it if you like to do sleuthing. I really do. All right, so with that said, let's go into the hints, shall we? All right, hint time. All right, now, again, when I do these videos, I try my best not to give away too much because I only want to give hints. I don't want to give answers, right? So, with that said, the very first thing that I did was I read the letter from Jacob Marlow, right? And I looked through everything, too. So, I read through the letter, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then, of course, I saw this hex code, and I'm like, okay, we're going to need that for something. What? I don't know yet. And then the hieroglyph, again, I was like, oh, we're going to need to do something with the hieroglyphics. Yeeks. And then, of course, the fill in the blank. You know, that's a fill in the blank. And then this cat. Now, I noticed right off the bat that the cat had hieroglyphics on the bottom. So I knew that right from the get-go. So the very first thing that I did was I did this code, or this, what this says, and I wrote that down. That was the very first thing that I did. Okay, and then I read the article, right? And then I noticed this, so I was like, okay, obviously, and then when I got to the hex, I saw that this orange kitty was down here. I was like, okay, so anytime I saw a colored cat, I immediately knew then that I was going, and then on the back of this card are dashes. So I knew that this was going to spell out something that was 6 letters long, right? So anytime I saw a little cat, colored cat head, I knew to write it down. This I just read again, and then this card I read again, and I noticed right away there's something on there, and I'm going to just kind of pause it. And if you've ever done boxes, you kind of know right away it kind of jumps out at you. So I knew the very first thing that I needed to do was to go where this card right here tells you to go. Okay? So just look at this card very carefully, and it will tell you where you need to go. So when you get there, right, because it's a website. Oh, and I also, again, because I've done boxes, lots of boxes, I knew, let me see, where is it at? Oh, right here. I'm going to give you another hint. Anytime you see an Instagram, Facebook group, anything like that, I highly suggest you go there. So when I saw that, I went to that Instagram page. There's another hint. Okay. And you will need to go there because there's something on that Instagram page that is important for you to do. Okay. So with that said, I went and I went to the website, and then there was a question that pops up, and they do give you a hint, and I believe it was, what is Sir Sebastian's, what does he like? And so I had seen a couple of things on the Instagram, put those in, that was not it. And so I was really stumped. I, again, read through everything all over again, and I could not come up with what he probably would like, you know. And so then I had to go to Facebook, to the Facebook group. And from there, they were like, look at the letter very carefully. So here is the hint. And I'm going to give you a better hint than just look at the letter very carefully. The letters, look at the letter, but look at the letters on the letter. Okay? So that's about the best hint I'm going to give, because if I say any more, it might give it away. But just go to this letter, and you will notice there are some letters in this letter that look different. Write those letters down in order, okay? Because that's the answer that you're looking for, all right? So then when you put that in, there's a second question that pops up, right? And you will read whatever, and then you answer that question. Now, that question, after you read what it was, they give you hints. So I had to Google, because I didn't know it, but I Googled, and sure enough, the answer came, and I put that answer in. Got through. All right. And so then on the third question is, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I wrote notes too. On the third question it says, do the fill in the blank sheet. So you do the fill in the blank sheet, right? And again, this is where you're going to have to Google, okay? You got to Google, and then you get you fill in the blanks, and then there's circles, and then it becomes a scramble, and then you have to unscramble those letters. It's just like a word scramble thing. But I will give you a hint about this, because there was one question on here that really, it almost made me cry. It says, where was Pooley born? So of course I had to Google what that was. I didn't even know. But you'll come up with it, and it's a cat. I'm just going to tell you, it's a cat that is part of World War II, right? And so it tells you where he was born. Now, the first part of this is where think of another word for. Just think of synonyms. I can't give it away. If I tell y'all what it is, I'm going to give the answer away, and I don't want to do that. But that's the best thing that I could tell you, is because I spent a lot of time on this trying to figure out what the first part of it was. I got the second part. And it's hard for me to tell you without telling you the whole thing, right? Like, he was World War II cat, and it tells you where he was born, but it says that it's a part of the it's part of the armed forces, but you're gonna have to kind of use a synonym for what it is, right? Because it can be called quite a few things. So that's the best hint I can give you. I'm sorry, but that's the best hint I can give you, because that drove me crazy, but I finally found it, and then I got the word I had to put in. So then number 4, okay, now this one is another one that was kind of, you go along, there's a little like paragraph over to the side, and I noticed like there was like a weird spot on it, and I was like, what is that? So I just clicked on it, and sure enough, it brought me to a YouTube video. So watch that video, because you need an answer in that. And then it's going to ask you to move on, where do you want to go next? And then it gives you a hint, right? Now, spell out the state. That's the hint I'm going to give you, because that took me forever to figure out, right? It took me forever to figure out, because I kept putting in what I knew, what I found out through the video, but I wasn't spelling out the name of the state. I was just using the initials, and it wouldn't let me through. So when I finally put in the whole state, then I got through. So there's your big hint for that one. All right. And then number 5. Oh yes, number 5 is when you're going to use this guy right here, this hex code. And what I did, and I'm going to show you over here, is I wrote down well, it's over on this side. I'm trying to get there. Here we go. And I'm trying to cover so you don't see the answer. The light's kind of weird. But I just wrote down the table that they give you, right? Because I needed that. I was like, okay, because I had it on my phone, like I said. So I just wrote it down in the table. And with this one, it took me a minute to figure out how in the world do they want us to do it. So here's a big, huge hint. It's almost the answer, but not really the answer, but it's a big hint. So concentrate on where it says test, right? And then if you noticed, like it will say test 11111, okay? So that's what it says down on your phone or on the computer, wherever you're looking at it. So then, this is the big hint, y'all. If you don't want to know it, then scooch on by. Look, y'all are seeing the answers over there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Then look over here. Oh gosh, I'm trying my best not to show y'all. So then find the first 3 letters or numbers, and then up at the top, you're going to find the next 2 numbers. Does that make sense? And then that's where your answer is going to come from. Okay. I hope that made sense, and y'all probably just saw all the answers. Did y'all? If you did, I'm sorry. Alright, so that gives you that answer. Okay? And then number 6, you should get that answer with something that you've already decoded in the box. Okay, I'll give you that. And number 7 will finally be the other, this guy. Okay, so don't get discouraged, because like at first I wasn't finding enough cat heads, but they will come. If you look for them, they will come. All right, so be patient with that. So they'll end up coming. All right, so then after you get that, then you get the video about saying there's nothing else in the box that you need, blah, 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 blah. And then he talks about something about a key, first key. And I was like, what? So that, I don't even know about that yet. So I'm going to have to go back and try to like figure that out. But I'm like, I'll wait for another day. Maybe it'll come more clear when I do the second box. Because apparently you're going to need 3 keys or something. And we're supposed to already have the first key. I don't know. But so there you go. So that's it. That is my review and the hints. I hoped it helped. I hope that if you needed hints, that this helped you a lot. And if you were like wondering, should I buy this or not? I hope that it helped answer your questions on that. So yeah, well, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with people that you think they may need the help. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you have, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. But don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified for every time that I post a video. All right, y'all. Y'all be good to one another. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.